everyone. I thought I'd do a little impromptu garden tour because I just realized when I walked in here, everything's kind of gone bonkers. I mean, that's not a small plant. So being new at this every year surprises me. This is year 4, and just when I think I'm getting my footing, the rocks get slippery. I had, as most of us do, great intentions. Kind of slipped up on marking what was what, so some things will be another surprise this year. Gee, what's that? I'm not sure, because I was supposed to write it down. I think every year I'll get my act together a little bit more and a little bit more. It's going to help when I have a garden shed. The pop-up was 2 days old when a rainstorm came, and we're talking 4 inches, and it destroyed my newest pop-up. So I think I'm just not a pop-up person. We have the holes ready to put in a potting shed. It just isn't on the list of major priorities for the farm, for the well-being of the farm. For me, it's on my list of major priorities, but when it comes to looking at everybody and the needs of everybody, right now the rabbit hutch is being finished, and that's the most important thing at the moment. So let's go through. Remember, we planted about 80 cucumbers. Sorry, I did. I've got cucumbers coming out of my ears. If I could make cucumber bread, that would be great. But they are doing great. I'll have a recipe soon on fermenting deli cucumbers or deli pickles. I think they're my favorite, and this year I just really don't have a lot of time for canning. It's not working out that way because we're wrapping up a lot of projects and putting the time into that. So some things I'll be freezing. Cucumbers aren't one of them. So into the crock they go, and I'll show you that one soon. The cabbages are coming in very nicely. Look at that beauty. That's coming in nice. I've got a lot of cabbages here, so we'll have more sauerkraut going and lots of coleslaw. We love coleslaw. I still have a lot of canned coleslaw from last year, but that's okay. Potted plants are doing well. I'm out here today with my trimmers, my favorite hori knife, and a few other implements to start trimming. Crazy oregano is still going at it. And this is brassicas, the Romanesco broccoli. I'm super excited to show all of you. I got it from Botanical Interests. It's an affiliate of mine, and I joined them when I realized how much I like their seeds, and they had a program, and I thought, why not talk about a seed company that maybe not a lot of people know about. I love them. So we're going to look more into Romanesco broccoli when it comes to fruition. Around here is the strawberry pallets. We've been eating strawberries. Not a whole lot yet. I don't know if it's because they're just in, or I really don't know when strawberry season is. I would assume now, but we've all been able to have a handful each of the strawberries. You can see peeking over this strawberry pallet are the tomatillos. I think these are, wait, you know what? This might be my Galaxy Cherry. Remember I said I didn't write things down? This might be with the Galaxy Cherry. I'm not sure, but I do have tomatillos coming up in here, which is fantastic. Here's here's the Dark Galaxies. Those must be the tomatillos. Here's the Dark Galaxy tomatoes. Ooh, we've got somebody, look! Ooh, look at these guys. Literally taking you on my first inspection this morning. Small bed, which I said we're never going to build again because they were just a little too small. The sage needs a little cutting. I had to put a couple things in that didn't grow, but this little sucker, which I think is, that's another broccoli. I've got the Ragged Jack kale. If you haven't tried Ragged Jack kale, it's really, really good. I think I got that at Johnny's Seeds. Delicious. We've got a jalapeno coming up here. The fennel is doing great. Basil is taking off. A couple of peppers. This is an Anaheim that I didn't think was going to make it. Harvested all of the, you can see I harvested all of our garlic yesterday. And I did sort of an average count. We have about 130 stalks of garlic. So believe it or not, last year's got us through exactly to when I started harvesting the first bits from here, so we did not run out of garlic at all. It was great. So next year I'm going to plant even more to supply the kids as well, because that first harvest just supplied us. Walking onions are doing fantastic. I even have them down here on the ground. Thing is, the ones in the ground don't seem to be giving us the walking portion. So I don't know if it's because they're just pigeonholed in this little hole or what the deal is. In time, as we move this circus further out, I'm gonna dig up, I'm gonna only till one time. I'm not, that face is, I really don't know about tilling, but we have such compacted clay soil. I don't think there's any other way for me to break it up and start to get other soils in there to build. Just laying it on top of the lawn, I don't think is the trick. I tried that here where you see all this grass. First year I laid all of our moving cardboard from all of our boxes down here, put the donkey manure, the whole thing. It's still hard as can be to get through. Our new cattle panels with all the tomatoes. I planted these tomatoes in the original holes I had here last year for other things that were planted in, and soon realized it's too far from the fence, too far. So if I do tomatoes at the cattle panel next year, this side I'm going to actually have to redo the holes in the tarp here and have them closer to the fence because it's just too far. So I ended up having to use the dreaded cage. Don't love them, but hey, this year they came in handy for that. I'm glad I kept them and didn't throw them out. So as we walk along here, you'll see more cages. And then around the other side, where the candy squash is going bonkers. Oh, let me bring you down here. That's a little pumpkin. So we've got a couple little pumpkins coming in. A couple little pumpkins, a little pumpkin. That's kind of cool. This side just couldn't do it this year. Too many other things. That's okay. The good news is we're here forever, hopefully, and well, there'll be plenty of time when that time comes. One of the things I'll be doing today is trying to shore these up a little bit more. I definitely fell off the take care of my tomato bus and need to get back to that. So the tomatoes are sort of saying hello to the candy squash. Candy squash is doing phenomenal. You can see over here, look at it, it's just heading right out and just off it goes, which is fine. It'll probably be easier to pick running across those tarps, so that's great. So this whole row is tomatoes on one side and then the candy squash on the other side. I did not plant any other type of squash, I think, because we really, A, really love the candy squash. B, I still have boatloads of squash in the freezer. And I think one of the things we've learned is we don't enjoy frozen squash, reconstituting it. So it's going to turn into soup, but we have so much. Ooh, I have a sugar baby coming up here. Say hello to the little sugar baby. And then I'm waiting for the echinacea to bloom. I'm thinking that this could be a problem and a disease because I think by now we should have had a bloom. And if this is, I don't recall the exact name of it. A friend of mine, Lynn, was talking about it the other day. Some kind of green something disease. If that's what's going on here, I have to yank out the entire plant because it looks like it should have already bloomed to me. I'm not sure what this is all about. So I'm going to check into that, and as much as it saddens me, if it's a diseased plant and this disease there's no cure for, it's going to have to go. Honeydews and a Johnny Seed hybrid melon. I did a few hybrids out of ease, knowing that typically for people like me who aren't well versed in gardening, they come up simply. You can see the backside of the asparagus. If there's one thing I can say, unless you have decided to dedicate one of your raised beds to asparagus, don't put it in a raised bed. First year here when we got all those free plants in a dumpster dive, I just knew we were going to plant out here, and I thought, well, something like asparagus, I really want to put in the bigger field. We'll do that next year. Never happened. I'll pop them in here for now. So that was 3 years ago. So they're doing well. And this year I'm gonna have to pull them out and truly dig a trench and just plant them out there. It's just far too much. It's 3 planters like that. So again, the garlic beds are going to turn into tomato housing today. Tomatillos are doing what they usually do to tomato cages, pulling them over. This is why I don't like them. But look at the cute little husks. This is the first time I've grown tomatillos. Look at this. Isn't that the cutest thing? Let's see if I can get you guys in there. Now what's neat is it's like a little paper lantern. I don't feel the fruit in it yet, so I haven't grown them before. I'm assuming the husk comes and then the fruit starts to grow inside because I just feel the husk. So this will be interesting, but right now it looks like a little paper lantern tree. They're adorable. I planted a loganberry that is doing very well. He's coming up right here with another Romanesco broccoli. Here's our loganberry right there. Looking forward to having more and more berries in time. The wild blackberries, which I will tape soon because Sam and I want to gather them and make like a blackberry syrup. Thought we'd do angel food cake with blackberry syrup on it. Let's walk through the arch because this was exciting to me to have. Oh, here's more of the Ragged Jack red kale. It really is pretty. And then the far too many lettuces that I planted have been either, we're saladed out, but we're still trying. And Bonnie and Clyde are also appreciating all of the lettuce. They get a lettuce a day right now. So this is just the cucumber alley. And finally I'm getting one to start to actually arch over. Oh, there's a second one with a little cucumber hanging. Let me turn around here so you can see it. Right there. So we've got another one arching over, which was my intent. Oh, and we have this one too. And yay, another cucumber. Fortunately, I have some friends I'm going to give these to. I've already given a big batch of deli pickles to one friend. And then we've got our other new planters here. One we haven't had a chance to fill. It's just doing nicely with the weeds that came with it. And this one is melons and squash. So acorn squash, sweet baby melons. Goodness, what else do we have in here? Is this telling me anything different? No, acorn squash. Oh, passion melon. And there might be a rattlesnake melon in here too. I'm not sure. Oh, well, I just picked up something that says zucchetta, so we may have another squash on the premises. Anyway, I thought it was time to give you a little overview. Of course, we still have some Jurassic Garden because I just can't seem to get away from Jurassic Garden, but that's okay. There's so many things that keep us hopping here on the farm, and I'm sure all of you who have a garden understand that too. But here we are, July, with the garden, and some pretty good eatings, and very excited for the tomatoes coming up. So hope all of your gardening dreams are coming true. If you have a chance, take a peek at this video or check out that video, and be sure to subscribe. This is Nikki D from 5 Dog Farm, and I'll talk to you soon.